Welcome, beautiful, beloved souls. My name is Gem Stone, and I'm a psychic medium, and I'm an author. And I'm not going to go into much detail. You'll find on my channel lots of content, let's say. And before we get into the commentary, Earth maps, and the illusion of knowing, I want to show you the maps. So I've got them right here. So bear with me. So the first map we're going to look at is the Gall-Peters map. Okay. So this is the Gall-Peters map. I want you to just spend a few seconds looking at these maps because they're going to come up very soon as I do my commentary. We've all heard of Tartaria. Sorry, things are a bit sticky. I've just printed them. Tartaria. Okay. Here's the map of Tartaria. So spend some time looking at these maps. Can you see Tartaria? Then there's the mucked map. It will all make sense once I start doing my commentary. The mucked map. Here. Okay. Before I show you any more, I'll just show you quickly again. That's the mucked map. Okay, let's get into the commentary. So, lately, this is part one. The question beneath the question. So lately, I've found myself questioning something fundamental. Not just what the earth looks like, but how we know what we know about it. There are theories everywhere that we live under a dome or firmament, that the earth is flat, that Antarctica is an ice wall hiding lands beyond, places of advanced technology, or even paradise. People point to old maps, which I've just showed you, strange flight paths, restricted zones, erased satellite images, and stories from Explorer. They question NASA. They question Google Earth. They question everything. And honestly, I understand why. This isn't about being gullible. It's about noticing inconsistencies and asking whether the story we're being told is the full one. So I just want to show you this before I continue. And it says, flight paths and why planes don't fly straight. This one catches many intelligent people. So, on a globe, the shortest path between 2 points is a great circle, not a straight line on a flat map. That's why flights are curved on Google Earth. So let's continue. Part 2 is why these theories feel so convincing. These ideas don't take hold because people are foolish. They take hold because history teaches us something uncomfortable. institutions have lied before. Maps have always been political tools. Technology mediates what we see, and human perception is far more limited than we like to admit. So when people notice that flight times differ depending on direction, or that continents don't look the same on every map, or that the horizon appears flat to the naked eye, the mind starts connecting dots. The danger isn't about asking questions. The danger is stopping at the first explanation that feels rebellious or revealing. Just going to show you this. This says how the flights go. Okay, can you see? Yep. Part 3, the problem with maps, and this is where confusion begins. Here's something rarely explained clearly. A globe cannot be flattened without distortion. Every flat map must lie in at least one way. It might distort size or distance or direction or shape. That's why Greenland looks enormous on some maps. That's why North and South America can feel off compared to how we imagine them. That's why Africa often looks smaller than it actually is. Old maps disagree with each other, not because there are hidden continents, but because each map is a compromise between geometry and usability. Maps are models. They are not reality. Part 4 is flight paths and the illusion of curved routes. One of the most common arguments for a flat Earth is flight paths. People ask, why don't planes fly straight across the map? The answer is simple but unintuitive. On a sphere, the shortest distance between 2 points is not a straight line on a flat map. It's a curved path called a great circle route. Planes don't fly through empty skies. They follow jet streams. They follow restricted airspaces. They adjust for weather, wind, and fuel efficiency. That's why one direction might take 6 hours and the return trip takes 7. The sky isn't still, it's moving. What looks like deception is often just physics colliding with poor visualization. Part 5 is contrails and the lines in the sky. Those white lines, let me show you again. Those white lines behind aircraft often fuel suspicion. But contrails are simply ice crystals. Hot exhaust meets cold air at high altitude, and moisture freezes instantly. They spread, they fade, they break apart depending on humidity and temperature. They are not grids. They are not firmament scratches. They are weather. Sometimes the mundane explanation is boring, but boring doesn't mean false. Part 6, Antarctica, Secrecy, and Admiral Byrd. Antarctica sits at the heart of many theories. People often cite Richard E. Byrd, claiming he discovered hidden lands beyond the ice. Here's what's important to understand. Antarctica is not forbidden. It is restricted. It's governed by an internal treaty, so no single nation can own or exploit it. Travel is limited because it is dangerous, fragile, and expensive. Multiple rival nations have explored it, flown over it, crossed it, and mapped it. For the flat Earth theory to be true, enemies across generations would need to maintain a perfect lie with zero leaks. Human history struggles to even keep small secrets intact. Part 7, the horizon and why it looks flat. When we look at the ocean, the horizon looks flat. That observation is real, but the conclusion drawn from it is often wrong. The Earth's curvature is extremely subtle at human scale, about 8 inches per mile squared. Our eyes are not designed to detect curvature across vast distances. They flatten gradients and prioritize contrast, not geometry. Apologize for stumbling over my words. The sun doesn't shrink into a dot at sunset. It drops below our tangent line of sight. If the Earth were flat, sunsets would behave very differently. They don't. Part 8. The sky tells the truth quietly. One of the strongest pieces of evidence is rarely shouted about. The stars. In the northern hemisphere, stars rotate around Polaris. In the southern hemisphere, they rotate in the opposite direction around a different center. There is no single pole star in the south. This phenomenon aligns perfectly with a rotating globe. On a flat Earth, it would require multiple moving skies behaving like a sphere anyway. At that point, the explanation becomes more complex than the globe itself. Part 9, Day, Night, and the Problem of Light. If the Earth were flat, explaining day and night becomes increasingly complicated. We would need a sun that acts like a spotlight, a sky that selectively illuminates regions, a system that somehow still produces time zones, eclipses, and seasons consistently. A rotating spheroid explains all of this cleanly, so a rotating sphere. Sometimes the simplest explanation isn't lazy, it's elegant. Part 10, the simulation question, where things get interesting. Here's what I think people are actually sensing something real. Questioning Earth's shape isn't about geometry, it's about meditation. We don't experience reality directly. We experience it through interfaces, through screens, through models, through permissions and limitations. A simulated reality does not require a flat Earth. In fact, a globe is more computer friendly. It's more simpler, than an infinite plane. So to do a globe, when you do computer mathematics or computations, getting my words jumbled, sorry, it's much simpler. A simulation can contain curvature, rotation, gravity, and relativistic time without issue. The suspicion isn't wrong. It's just aimed at the wrong target. Part 11. Why the Truman Show feels so accurate. The Truman Show resonates not because the world is literally flat. It resonates because experience is curated, information is framed, reality filtered, access controlled. That doesn't mean the planet is fake. It means our understanding of it is always partial. Part 12. The core insight. The real mistake isn't believe we're being lied to. The mistake is confusing models with reality. Maps are models. Images are models. Even scientific descriptions are models. Reality itself largely than any explanation. So reality itself remains larger than any explanation we place on it. Part 13, closing thought. Flat Earth theory isn't stupidity. It's misdirected pattern recognition. It begins with a correct intuition that reality is mediated and we don't see the full picture. But the evidence still supports an oblate sphere Earth, possibly existing inside a larger constructed or simulated framework, not a pancake under a dome, but a world governed by rules we didn't design. And maybe the real question isn't what shape the Earth is, but why we're so hungry to know what lies beyond the edges of what we're shown. So again, I want to thank you, beloveds, for being here with me. Again, I will just show you. So this is a picture of Earth flights. Again, showing you. So people think, that we should be flying straight, but we have to go around restricted Earth, this restricted zones, fly zones. So that's why sometimes it's curved, plus the Earth is rotating. So I'll just show you this last picture again. Let you have time. Thank you, beautiful, beloved souls. Please drop a comment below. Do you believe we are living in a firmament under a dome? Or do you believe, like me, that it is a creation, an illusion, that the illusion is a rotating sphere that is more computational? I got the word, yes. It more easily computational, so more easily to compute than a flat Earth. Drop your comments below. Do you believe in the flat Earth? Do you believe in ice walls? I really would like to read your comments. Thank you for being here. Please be respectful in your comments. Sorry, my throat is croaky. I need a drink. Take care of yourselves and each other. Love, light, and blessings. Bye.